Lil Blood TV back again with another Lil Blood TV exclusive. Powered by Talker Media, of course. Um, Today, man, let me throw these glasses on real quick as I jump in the whip.
Oh shit.
I'm jumping in the whip, right?
Oh shit.
I'm leaving Dogtown.
Okay.
I'm leaving Dogtown.
Okay.
Saunders, son.
I'm going down the back street.
Okay.
I'm making a right on West Grand.
Okay.
Bow, right? Boom, boom, I'm wiggling, going towards San Francisco.
Okay, the city. Let's go.
Industrial area.
Remo?
Industrial area.
Come on.
So I passed the toll.
Okay.
I don't even pay the toll just
Okay.
based on the
Wiggle.
fact the COVID shit. So you know what I mean,
Yeah.
we just
Ain't nobody in
pushing.
there.
So
Well, you took the 3+
yeah.
Hove line?
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
You gotta take that lane.
So I'm passing what you call that Treasure Island.
Treasure Island.
The
All
island.
that.
Okay.
Where I get off at now?
Probably downtown 5th Street.
Never
Downtown
fail.
Fifth Street, and
Yeah,
then do what?
Folsom,
But anyway, I'm in the city.
Whoa, hey,
Yeah.
we here.
Anyway, I'm in the city.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm in the city. I'm
Yeah.
yiking up.
okay.
Stunning
You in
man.
Fillmore?
I'm in Fillmore.
Hey,
I'm
you
in
know, Mo
Fillmore.
downtown,
Okay.
somewhere over there.
Okay, I'm over there somewhere.
Come on, man.
I see Stunner. I see
Hey,
Gunna.
what's
Yeah.
up?
What's up with Blood and them? How y'all doing?
Man, life
Some
is
more of
beautiful. You know, we enjoying life. How you feeling, Gunna?
Oh man, I can't complain, man.
Yeah,
Another
beautiful.
one like
How
the
you
other
feeling,
one. You
bud?
feel me? Going the furthest, staying the longest.
Hey, it's a
Yes,
Sunday.
sir.
Can we
What's
have a
up with
prayer
Lil
real
Blood,
quick?
though?
Can we have a prayer real quick? Just
come
real
on,
quick.
for
Hey,
sure,
God,
for sure.
thank you for getting us here, man. These great guys with us, man. Thank you for blessing us mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, morally, and financially, allowing us to enhance not only me, but ourselves as well, man. Allow us to live in our heaven and not our hell, and to do everything we need to preserve our health and enhance our wealth, man. Thank you for the frenemies. Exposing the frenemies, eliminating the enemies, and making closer our acquaintances that want to see us win, and making closer our family and friends that want to see us win as well, man. Other than that, man, let's keep winning. Anything you want to say?
Ashe.
In
Hey,
Jesus'
Ashe.
name I pray.
Hey,
Amen.
woman. Hey, man. We still winning. Come on,
Amen.
man. We had to do that.
So, Stunner man,
Hey, what's up?
let's start with you.
Man, life is beautiful.
Blessings, King. And
Yeah.
my first time ever seeing you perform,
Yeah.
it was at the lake.
Oh,
I think it was
COVID?
nah, it
Before
wasn't
that?
COVID. I think it was COVID.
Yeah.
But what's the thing they do every year for Juneteenth?
Yep.
It was
Oh,
a
that
Juneteenth
one was lit.
party. Yeah, I
Yeah.
seen you perform. And I don't always listen to your music, but I
Yeah.
got to watch you myself. And when I seen that, I was shocked. Like, who the fuck is this nigga? Like,
Man.
you know, I didn't heard of the name, heard of the music, but I was shocked, and I became a fan that day.
Tourist game.
Yeah, salute. And after that, we just kept running into each other randomly.
Yeah.
And
Organic.
organic, I found out you was a tourist, and everywhere you go, of course, you got Gunna with you.
Come on, what's up? Hey,
And
Ghost Global.
just to tweak on that subject for a
Yeah.
minute. How did you and Gunna?
Oh, man, I've been a fan of his for a minute, man. I remember being 12 years old. I was at a summer school program called Majas at St. Ignatius in the city, Avenues. This Filipino dude, JD, from the D, came up to me and was like, what's up, man? What's your name, bro? I was like, man, my name's Jordan. At the time, I was going by J Stunner. You know what I'm saying? Jordan alias, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, we was chilling, sitting in the movie theater, and he playing music. This back in the day when we, had OG Getro. And he playing music. I'm like, who this? This slap. And I'm like, he look at me, he like, you don't know E Gunna? And now he goes by Gunna Goes Global. Now the rebrand is amazing, you know what I'm saying? Because we are going global. But he looked at me so crazy, like, you don't know E Gunna? At the time, I wasn't privy to it, but this is the MySpace era. Gunna was going on a crazy campaign, a sick one, you know what I'm saying? And then he looked at me. Ever since then, I started looking him up. At the time, it's crazy, I was a huge fan of Slick Rick. 6 minutes, 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Dougie Pressure on. And then I'm like, what? You telling me it's a dude with an eye patch in our city and I don't know his music?
Right.
So then after that, I just became a huge fan. And then we actually had connected because I was doing a movie. And then they gave me the privilege of casting authentic characters. And I hit 3 people. One of our friends who is deceased now, R.I.P. Haiti, man, Backs of Billions, man, one of the legends from the Mo. You know what I'm saying? And I hit 2 other people. I hit Semi-Auto Cease and I hit Gunna Goes Global because for the role that they described to me, I felt like those are the only, well, it's a plethora of people, but those are the only people I had in my network that I could just call or tap in with or message to be like, hey, you need to be in this. And I knew those are also the people I knew wanted to pursue an acting career. Right. So I tapped in with him. And man, we made it work, and he ended up being in the movie Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Right.
So it was like a admiration to a mentorship. Now it's like a brotherhood. We locked in. You feel me? I always trust his counsel, and I feel like a lot of times, you know, I peep the younger generation say they don't have no big homies. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I was fortunate enough, especially growing up in the mode, moving to the point. I always had big homies, and always had people where even though I'm gonna be myself, if I have a question, I could be like, "Hey, yo, what you think I should do in this situation?" You know what I'm saying? So that's how me and Gunna became locked in. Then we traveling the country. He went out of the country with me for the first time.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
raw.
You know what I mean?
How was that experience, Gunna, to be in the movie?
The whole shit was lit because, to be honest, it was downside, you know, coming from the streets and whatnot. When he reached out, I kind of thought we was going to do a JT the Bigger Figure, Beware Those. You know what I'm saying? Slight weight. You know, nothing major. So when he tapped in with me.
I understand that because that is the story of our neighborhood.
Yeah.
We love Fig. We love everybody
Shout
from the
out to
hood.
Fig.
But like the story of Filmo is like, bro, it's like no shade to nobody, but it's like we didn't been. I noticed it's a San Francisco mentality, even Bay Area. Sometimes you trying to take more than you give, or this get over mentality. And like, it's a book called The Go Giver, the universal property you give, you get awarded, man. So I ain't mean to cut
it's all
you off.
good.
Yeah,
So
hold on.
Yeah.
You ain't about to just keep cutting my nigga
Oh
off.
yeah, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke.
Shit.
I already know you a big bull. Hey, you know I'm really from the town. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
some
saying?
real shit though. It was dope when we got together because we come from two different spectrums and air. I come from street shit. You know how we come from the same area. You know how that shit
He
is.
a street nigga. I'm a hood nigga.
When we
I'm a
come
hood
up,
king.
like gangster shit, Bay Area artists, nigga, we know for really being what we are.
Man.
So when he reached out to me, it was more of a no expectation. So when we got on set, I was like, damn, that's lit. And from that opportunity, I said, anything that I know and anybody that I know, I'm going to look out for you in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? Because I view him as a younger brother that's from the hood but not involved in nothing. So I always go out of my way to make sure, like, hey, bro, he don't got nothing to do with that shit. That's the one who go to the NBA, go to the NFL, go to the MLB. Whatever the case may be, my nigga, you got the talent. You going to take it there. That don't mean we don't have it, but we got more shit going on. So the experience, that shit was dope. I ended up meeting my nigga Millie on set too.
Shout out to 10 Millie.
We start raising money, my nigga. We traveled the world with that shit, and ever since then,
Don't never let nobody tell you can't do nothing without the money, cause we was broke, nigga, and the energy got us there, cause energy is currency.
We finna jump you damn near. That's what Lil Blood said.
Bro, I don't care. I can fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm beating everybody up. Nah.
You know what's crazy, Gunna? I heard stories, right?
Yeah. Legend.
I was talking, Big Rich. I'm gonna put Big Rich on blast.
Shout out.
I was having a conversation with Big Rich about this podcast, and Big Rich was like, "Bro, you're doing something different, blood." And
he's not lying.
Don't get caught up in just to have. Don't play politics with your podcast.
Facts.
Like, don't have just this group of people without the other group of people. And I said, nah, hell no. Like, you feel me? I'm my own boss. I make my own choices and decisions. And he was like, your name came up out of nowhere. He was like, you know, Gunna could have been way, way, way bigger than what he is. He's not taking that from you.
For sure.
He was like, but in the beginning, Gunna had a problem separating the streets from the music.
That's why you hang out with me now.
Hold on, let him talk, bro.
Another person, you know, this is before Big Rich was talking. And like, man, you know the nigga that be with Stunnaman? The Gunna nigga. Well, I'm like, yeah, I met him, cool dude. Man, Brett down there demon for real. You know, I'm like, yeah, like, you know, he don't give me that. Like, he give me real nigga vibes, but, you know, he don't give me, like, that wow, hyphy, like, ignorant ass vibe. Like, man, Gunna, you feel me? Gunna is a boy in this genre, but he's trying to do something different, like, with his life. And I said that to say, I don't know you from a cold bowl of cereal, but from the stories I heard and to see you now when they hear the conversations that you have, I salute you, because everybody don't grow. You know, everybody be stuck in quicksand.
Facts.
And it's like to be sitting across from you and just to hear you break down certain shit, even just conversating with you, just a little bit of conversations we didn't have. Like, I'm like, damn, you know, this is not the person that, you know, everybody think he is or once was. So I just want to salute you on the growth.
I'm humbled by that. I'm gonna address that too. So in the streets, you know, we got our hitman. That's what we call it. Our hitman is our defense mechanism. And with me, when I jumped off the porch, for everybody who don't know, in North Oakland on Gaskill. It's a fact. You feel me? it was to get money. Rest in peace to Tank. Shout out to Rand. You feel me? And a lot of other dudes. Being from the city, being in the town, gave me that versatility, right?
Right.
So you from the town, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a special place. It's one of the most special places on earth.
Yes, sir.
Coming from Fillmore, you put that together, right?
That's a cold combo.
But as I matured, we stopped fighting. When we stopped fighting, I don't have to go into the detail. I realized, well, I want to be here to tell the story. I want to live long enough. So in defense of my life, it's going to be what it's going to be. And I'm not the type that's going to wait for a person to do something to me, right? So in the very beginning of this shit, we didn't have no platforms. Right. It was only on some, it was Livewire. It was Big Rich and 3 Story. I can't really think of too many other people outside of the OGs. When I say the OGs, I'm talking about the Keek the Sneaks, the San Quins, the Messy Marvs, the Mac Dre's, the Yuck Mouse, all of them. I'm talking about our era. We didn't have that platform. If you wasn't getting a cosign, the shit was hard.
Right.
Well, I come from selling dope. So I'm standing on the block, I'm selling dope, and then I'm getting in the studio. But we all know that 1 + 1 = 2. But it wasn't nobody really there to tell us that. When you living how you rap in the Bay, you know where you would be right now if you was in Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Yes,
I know
sir.
where I would be right now if I was in Atlanta.
Sir.
But
even if we caught the streaming wave.
Man.
And it ain't over because I see you going up on TikTok, but you fast forward, my nigga, on some real shit. I'm living a lifestyle that I'm doing my best to stay afloat, but I'm not understanding for every 5 positive steps I take forward, I'm taking 7 back because I'm in the streets. I'm talking about, nigga, we leaving the shows and we going to the block. And then when we going to the block, we doing whatever we doing allegedly. You feel me? I get arrested. I'm in the feds. When I get out, everything switched over. And when it switched over, I'm like, okay, I got to reinvent myself. I got to reinvent myself. But back to what Big Rich was saying. Big Rich was saying early on, Gunna, had you made this transition, mentally, your mind got to realize, all right, I'm going to be realer with $1 million and looking out for my people than I am on the block with whatever. You know how it come up. It went from back then, they wanted a brick and a bag. Then it transitioned to knocking shit down or getting on shit. And I'm not saying I didn't did either. All I'm saying is when you in that mind frame of survival, you come from Dogtown. You come from West Oakland. You know how grimy it is out there. Who give a fuck about a rap song, my nigga, when you're trying to stay alive? And when you don't have no mentors to grab you and say, hey, Lil Blood, you got the talent. So what we finna do is we finna take you out the way, my nigga, and you finna rap until we make this money back. You wasn't doing that. You still in West Oakland. I'm still in Fillmore. It's impossible to make it living this lifestyle. Impossible, my nigga, until you're able to physically remove yourself from there as a man and mature. And how many of us live to see 25 without being locked up on dope, my nigga, or dead? Very few of us. I spent my 25th birthday on in trial. My 25th birthday, my nigga, I was on trial in a federal courtroom in San Francisco. You feel me? So you fast forward. We also come from niggas living how they rap. In the Bay Area, we pioneer that shit, my nigga. How self-destructive is that? Them other niggas, they get to rap about Lil Blood. They get to rap about Gunna Goes Global. They get to rap about all the niggas and shit. Lil Blood actually out there doing what he doing, balloons and what that come with. You feel me? So you fast forward, and where I'm at now is a testimony and a testament to where it ain't over. It's an adversity clause. A lot of niggas out there got talent, my nigga, from cooking to music, to clothing, to all that. You know all us come from being special, my nigga.
Come on, man.
We come from being special, right?
Shout out the Bay, shout out Separation
I'm
Clothing.
buying your shoes.
Off top.
Beautiful.
Off top.
You got your own shoe brand.
Off
And they
top.
dope
Black
as fuck.
business.
I'm humbled by
They're
that.
not weak. Like,
Man.
you feel me?
But separating the politics, I don't mean to cut you off, but I know they watching this podcast and the people that's watching this podcast, my nigga, before I'm going to tell you to squash the beef and stop the politics or separate the politics, I'm going to tell you to go somewhere where you get a peace of mind and then do this music. This music is to us right now what crack was in the 80s and the 90s and 2000. If a nigga ain't never got a bubble, a nigga ain't never got a deal, then you don't know how it feel, my nigga, for the first to hit and understand, my nigga, you can really run through zips.
Right.
A nigga don't know what it's like to be in high school, nigga come to school on feet. A nigga don't know what it's like to run through a bundle and really feel like self-made. I could do anything. Man. That's what this music is too.
It's funny you said that because Filthy Rich 2 weeks ago literally just told me that in the studio. He said if you sitting on music, treat it like you sitting on something like that and put this shit out. You feel me? Don't play with it. And then right after that, G Perico said the same thing. You know
shout out to Big Rich for saying what he said because he watched me. We come from the same project, the same block, all the shit. Like he watched a nigga get it out the mud. He watched all of my niggas get locked up. All us, unfortunately, go down the same path, nigga. That's in every neighborhood right now in the Bay Area.
Fact, shout out to anybody supporting us for real.
Yeah.
Like really showing love, pushing the movement. Big Steppin, Beyond Big Steppin, Gunna and Stunna, Lil Blood. Shout out to everybody that allowed us to make that happen because it's not people above you pulling you up. It's the people who supporting you, lifting us up. You know
And
what
I
I'm
did
saying?
everything honorable, man. Anything you
Facts.
heard of, man, I stand on my nigga because I ain't
Come
did
on,
nothing to no
man.
women, no children, nobody innocent.
Nope.
I ain't never been that type of nigga, man. You know what I'm
Respecting
saying?
everybody
I
too.
just stood on what I stand on. And you feel me, with the grace of God, the Most High gonna continue to bless a
Facts.
gangster, man.
We need more like y'all.
Facts.
Come on, man.
Stunna,
What's up? How you feeling, guy?
still winning. Talk to me about that.
We still winning,
Where did
man.
that slogan come from?
It's crazy. Simultaneously, I was in a movie while I was finishing school, man. I finished school at St. Mary's College of California. But before I get into that, man, that's how you should never lose hope. Never give up on yourself because I went to college in New Orleans initially and I dropped out. I was on my ass, like at the lowest of low, figuring out what I wanted to do. And I figured out my equilibrium balance, the mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, psychological, moral, financial. Put the mental first because your mind rules everything. You put the finances last. Not necessarily mean you don't go make no money, but if you get the money first, you're not going to want to do all the other shit. Now you're not a balanced person. Figuring out I want to act, I want to make music, I want to finish school. Fast forward back, last semester, I'm recording this song. I link up with this dude named Nilo. He got some beats for me. I make a song called Out That Window. Before I get on the song, I wrote the whole song to a T. Like every lyric in there, I'm like, I'm pinning it up. Before I get on there, I was just in this mood. I'm working out of my hardest. Feel me? My mind is right. I just got this movie we shooting, or we just got done shooting, and then I got this song. So I put that energy into it. And when I was on there, I was like, man, it's our time right now. Feel me? Listen to the song Out That Window, that whole intro, and I was like, nigga, we still winning. So it started out as a feeling, but it turned into an ideology. Shortly after that, the movie comes out, and it's crazy how life works. Because at one point in my life, I had dropped out of school, was on my ass, figuring out what I wanted to do. And then the same week that the movie premieres, I graduate college. So it's crazy how shit come full circle. And then right after that, I dropped the song Out That Window. Feel me? Shoot a video. Then we go to Paris and Switzerland. While we out there, I'm saying it's still winning. Gonna tell me about the big mindset. Feel me? The still winning ideology with the big mindset and lifestyle. He was like, man, he can explain it to you way better than I can, but I can explain it great too. Basically eradicating anything little. The word, the mindset, anything surrounded that. That's why when I see if you peep, my micro compliments is always big blood. My macro compliments is, I'd be like, oh, what's up, big blood? You know what I'm saying? Because you a big figure to me. When I see you, I either call you blood or big blood. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? It's still winning. That's what it is. It's a lifestyle. It's living your best self. It's pushing yourself. It's being positive. And positive don't mean that nothing bad ever happens. It means through anything you do, you're going to find the best way to get it, find the best outcome with it. So, you know, we still winning.
Dope. I was on No Jumper, right?
Man, hey, congratulations, man. Somebody, hey, Deb just told me about that. Come on, man. We hella proud of you. Shout out to Blood, man.
On the No Jumper interview,
Yeah.
they had highlighted like the difference between LA and the Bay in Northern California. And I was explaining to them, I said, we didn't grow up to want to gangbang. We grew up to want to check a trap out of bitch.
It's a fact.
Facts.
Like,
it's a fact.
I was just
period,
explaining
point
this
blank,
to a
like,
woman.
Getting
like
money.
it's just part of our culture. Like,
Facts.
We
hustling.
grow up getting money from women. I try to explain that to somebody the other day. Like my whole life, walking to the store, women gave me money. When I went to school, girls gave me money.
Literally.
Like I don't care what they look like, where they come from. If they was anywhere in the Bay, anywhere in Northern California, like they was kicking in.
Right.
Man.
And we're not saying all our women are hoes.
Nah,
not even like that.
We're not even saying we all
We're
pimps.
talking about the square ones.
We're not even saying we all pimps, but that's the culture.
That's the
our
culture.
You know what I'm saying?
I was explaining to them, and he like, man, you ain't never bought it. I'm like, bro, no, like, and it's not. He like, you ain't never paid for pussy in your life. I'm like,
Never,
nah, like,
bro.
Never. Like, that's something we look down upon.
Man,
like,
you ever been to Hong Kong?
But I never considered it,
been.
man.
I went to Hong Kong and Tijuana with a couple of my homies. I'm not gonna say who. Shout out to them. This is a famous, known strip club where you could buy vagina. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them and they hustle. I was the only one in there, along with one of my LA partners, that didn't indulge. Just because I had to pay my car note the next day. But also, you know what I'm saying? But also, it's just, for me, it was a foreign thing. Like, I couldn't even bring myself to do it.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
But yeah, continue what you were saying.
So, I wanted to ask Gunna the question.
Yeah.
Gunna be always popping this ism shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Come on,
So,
man. I was listening to MA, man, when he was on the toilet, man.
Come
He
on.
understand I come from
Mob
this
is,
shit. Yeah, come
yeah.
on, man.
So
Snitching ain't allowed.
my
What?
question is this: why do you think that's our mind state? Why do you think like we got to like
Damn, that's a
we
good ass
gotta
question.
receive it? Like, why do you think that?
I can answer it easily, man. So in modern times, people who don't know, Oakland is the birthplace of blackness. You understand? And when men and women migrated from all over the country, they brung they tools of the trade. You feel me? And in the town, you got the Black Panther Party, of course. But
Yes,
then
sir.
when that heroin get introduced and that cocaine and that crack get introduced, you got some people that's gonna make some money off of the land.
Right.
Back in the day, it was some friction, it was some tension. So the ism comes from our boys being showered with the game.
Right.
So when you look at the Blade back in the day, when you look at Born to Mac, when you look at Too Short, when you look at all of this, we seasoned in it. And Oakland is the center of that. Oakland is the most influential city in modern times. And I'm gonna say post-civil rights. When you look at the majority of this shit, and me being from the city, I understand the influence that we've made in the last
And
22
not to
years.
cut you off, I had
Yeah.
explained that to him too. I'm like, the Panthers gave the Crips their literature.
Man.
The Crips and the Bloods are direct descendants
Yeah.
of the Black Panther
Yes,
Party.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
there is no, all of this stuff that's going on comes from Oakland. And then, of course, the city is right across the bridge. We
Yes, sir.
militant
all are
because of our
friends.
projects.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't know San Francisco got the most projects in California. We had about 24, 25 at one point in time. You feel me? That's where we come from. But back to this ism, I believe the women who were in the game, they saw us as they saw the future in us inadvertently, because you got to remember, they 18, 19, 20, 25, 26, they seeing us, that's my little nephew, that's my son, that's my little brother, here goes some money duty, here goes some whoop whoop. So we grow up with it, and our parents don't knock it because you seen them come through in that caddy. You feel me? You seen that Pete come through really having things, and back then it was structured to it, so everybody wasn't going, everybody wasn't home, but the ones who was, they was the ones helping moms out, helping pops out, because I was a brother. You know what I'm saying? That's still your brother. You see a nigga come through with the jewelry that we couldn't afford. You gotta remember, we hardworking people in the Bay. So then Pimps is the one who brung us the light. Through them, we could see the Rolls Royce. Through them, we could see, God damn, this nigga just had nothing. This before crack. So I feel like it never stopped. I'm not with the ugly part of it, but the energy of the ism and the way we converse and stuff like that, it come from the town, and it come from being the gumbo pot of all this, and fast forward into what it is now, and you can't separate it. Just like you can't separate gang banging from LA, you can't separate the ism from the Bay. And if you grew up listening to MA, then you already know his imperfections is perfections. That man is you feel me, is the Elohim, you understand me, when it comes to this ism. And he come from a long lineage of it. Huey P. Newton, you feel me, rest in peace, African.
Also, boy, that was dope. What you
For
just
sure.
said. We need to get that to a soundbite or clip. That's gonna be before you
He said
transition.
that in the song. He said, he said, I was 12 when I sold rocks to Huey P. Newton.
Damn.
He said, I gave him rocks, he gave me diplomacy. He told me one day the whole world would notice me. That was cold. That was cold. That came from M.A. mouth. Yeah.
This is crazy. To this day, I quote M.A. and I mention M.A. in interviews, because outside of Tupac, DMX, Messy Marv, San Quentin, and Mac Dre, that's one of my biggest influences. Niggas don't understand why I talk so much shit on the internet, especially back then. That come from Pac and M.A. Pac M.A. used to get on there. I said, like, nigga, that's how I'm feeling, nigga. Fuck these niggas. Niggas suck. Nigga, whatever. You feel me? So, shout out to M.A., man. Free you, man. ASAP.
So before y'all transition, wise man once told me two of the longest living professions is politics and prostitution. And a lot of the times, the first one, if you don't do the first one, or you can do the first one, you're usually good at the second. And a lot of times, the Bay Area people, the foundation in the Bay Area person is good at both. You know what I'm saying? So,
in the Bible, Jesus moved with a hoe.
Man.
Mary of Magdalene.
Yeah.
For sure. She was a hoe.
Man, but she was his best friend, his biggest aid, his one person that was truly loyal to him.
And don't mistake the ism. Everything ain't about pimping a hoe, and a lot of times it's just our gift of gab. We got the ability to go anywhere and make shit shake. You understand? When you listen to E40, what he does is he regurgitates a game from all over the Bay, and then he puts it on record. When you listen to us speak, we had the ability to tell, a shark, can I show you some water? Man. You feel me? We can tell a bird, hey, let me teach you how to fly. That's just how we are, and that's what separates us from everybody. The reason why they have to pay for the vagina is because they don't have the vernacular to be able to naturally attract a woman. When
Come on,
when
man.
you run
Come
into
on,
somebody
talk
from
to
the
me.
Bay and they
Talk
see us,
to
we
me.
could be broke. That's what I tell
Come
niggas
on,
all the
man.
time.
Talk to me.
You could be a millionaire. He could be a millionaire. I get in a room with her, man. She gonna go with me.
Come
Why?
on,
Because
talk, Gunna.
you got what money can't buy.
Man.
You can't buy it on Amazon. They don't sell it at Walmart. You
Right.
feel me? So the ism
on.
that's inside of us,
Listen, blood.
it's extremely special.
Blood,
You know
I
what I'm
can
saying?
teach a groundhog how to dig and sell slop to a pig. Come on, man. What you thought it
No, I'll
was?
push it aside though. We special in the Bay, blood.
Man, and
Definitely.
a lot of
And
the
we say
times,
cuz too.
and a lot of times people think that pimping or speaking this ism to a young lady is, it don't always have to be with selling pussy. You
Nah.
could talk a person into being a politician.
Facts.
With me, I'm on a positive wavelength. One of the reasons why we get along, he lived in this type of life and he always had that ism, but we come from the same neighborhood. A radius probably like we 4 blocks away. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying from the 4 to the 8, you know, literally, you know what I mean? So it's like when it come down to it, why I was always accepted in my neighborhood, I never been a killer. I never sold drugs, but I always was around a lot of women. And my thing was always do anything. My purpose is putting positivity into people. Right. I always talk the woman into being her best self. Oh, you playing junior varsity on basketball? Why can't you play varsity by next year? Right. You got a 3.0. How far is you from the 3.5 or taking AP classes? You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's all. I remember one of my ex-girlfriends when we was in high school. She was like, "Oh, I want to move to New York and become a model." You know what I'm saying? By the time you could go find her right now, she's literally a print model and working at a yoga instructor place. But she is a signed model on her way to runway, and I won't talk to her no more. We still cool, but it's like I told her, "Hey, look," and I'm not gonna take the credit for it, but I was like, "Look, I believe in you."
We speak life.
Come on,
shit,
man.
We perpetual
Positivity.
manifestors, man. That's what we do, man.
And
the ism come from speaking life
facts.
into men, women, and children. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Any room we get in, man, we gonna make the sun
like how you
shine a
said
little
that.
bit brighter. That's what it is, man. That's what the ism is. The gift of speech, man.
Come
The gift
on,
of
man.
gab, man. That's what it
That's
is,
how we
man.
build people
So
up.
we're gonna have a whole conversation, Gunna. The next time you come.
You don't want to have a whole conversation?
No, we gonna do it.
Whole conversation just about ism.
That's what we
you
gonna
got
do.
to.
Yeah, we got
I'm
to.
probably gonna double back with you
because,
this week.
You know,
you got to get on the mobcast too.
That's something that's leaving our culture.
Facts.
That's because of the influence. You already know the influence. I know the segue. Go ahead, speak on it, guy.
Right, and I say that because just as the Bay in general, we're losing our originality. Like we're losing our self. Like
facts.
We're influenced. I remember me coming up. Everybody wanted to be like us.
They still do.
Everybody.
They still do.
But the generation that's under me and under them wants to be like other places.
Well, let me speak on that. So when it comes to the internet, I'm gonna keep it a buck. In the early 90s, it was in LA that influenced all of us. I ain't a Crip, but I remember Crip walking, catting off in the house when certain songs came on, right? So they had the biggest influence. And then you remember when Cash Money hit, New Orleans had the biggest influence. And what happened recently is Chicago. So it goes, we was wearing soldier rags and hella shit. Every decade, things change. I feel like the essence of the town, it can never leave y'all, blood, because it's something special. Just like the essence of the city. We may not see it as much, but we one song, one artist, one piece of content away from people revisiting it. They all talk like us already. You feel me? Right. But I feel like when you consuming all this shit on the internet, it's easy to forget you not from Chicago, my nigga. You not from LA, my nigga. We not from Sac. We not from Stockton. And shout out to all of them places.
Facts.
All due respect. But in the Bay, what makes us different is our individuality, our uniqueness. So when we adapt other cultures, you can see what's going on right now. And this shit a mess.
I want to shout out the real ones from LA too, because every time we go down there, not only do they show us love, but they often tell us, "Hey, y'all got the blueprint." And a lot of times we got our own culture, but we get our sauce from y'all. You know what I mean? And that's how it's supposed to go, all up and down the coast. Right. It ain't nothing wrong with taking knowledge from somebody. That's what a genius do.
See, me personally,
speak on it from a town perspective, man. Coming from West Oakland, man.
It's hard for I'm about to right now. It's hard for me to even dig into another nigga culture because the only time my guard's down is when I'm building. Like we building right now. Yeah. So I'm receiving game, you're receiving game, we building. But other than that, okay, boom, peace, God, I'm gone. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? I'm not about to leave Stunnaman and be talking like I'm from the city. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not about to leave Gunna and act like I'm from Fillmore. Yeah. It's not that. You feel me?
On it.
I remember going to jail, being incarcerated. You can tell a town nigga or you can tell a Bay nigga. You see niggas with their grill, you see niggas with dreads. Oh, that's my folks. What's up, Africa? Check it out. We over here. You get what I'm saying? Now you see a nigga like, damn, is that a Sac nigga? Like that's
But think about this. We migrated because of gentrification. I remember when the only niggas who had ducktails in the back and everybody laughed at us. The whole everywhere they say them Frisco niggas.
Yeah, Frisco. I
Film
remember when
on the
niggas
point.
had curls.
We the only
Man,
ones who had
I had
tails. Now
definitely had the
you could go
curl.
from here to
I
New
was
York, you
fresh
would
with
see
the
niggas
curl.
with tails.
Yeah.
But what happens is all this shit get intertwined. But as long as we stay claiming what's ours, I ain't got no problem with it. If you ever hear a nigga saying certain words, you know it come from the city or the town. My thing is when you utilize something that you know where you got it from, and do you make it seem like it's not ours?
Right.
When you go to these other places, and shout out the state of California, but y'all paying homage, that don't make y'all no lesser of men of saying my favorite rapper is from the city, from the town, from Vallejo, from EPA, from the rich. Because we got the biggest influence, and you can hear it in their music.
Right.
You can hear us from motherfucking Chico all the way to San Diego. That's our that's our likeness.
Right.
Pay homage.
Right,
You understand what I'm saying? Just like we already know it come from the hip hop come from the Bronx. We're gonna pay homage to niggas in New York all the time.
Hip hop though.
Hip hop.
Rap though, I believe NWA and Too
Facts.
Short.
They started that.
West Coast.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Rap, gangster rap.
Yeah,
Rap
gangsta
started
rap.
in the Bay in LA.
Yeah.
But in modern times, again, that internet, you was raised outside. I was raised outside where a nigga get their jaws ripped down there for coming around talking like another nigga.
Yeah.
These niggas is getting raised on the internet. You couldn't come around. I remember, my nigga, you couldn't be in the city with no dreads, my nigga. It was a point in time where the only niggas that had dreads was from the town. I know because, nigga, I wouldn't grow no dreads because I'm like, damn, nigga, I got singles. But nigga, my nigga E from Gascade, like, nigga, you hella ancient. Nigga, he hit me off with that.
Right.
Like, he like, why you got these singles in your head? I'm like, man, my nigga, because I want some dreads, my nigga, but I really ain't trying to get them because that's some town shit.
My son got DuckTales.
See?
Dope.
And niggas be like, man, why you got that nigga on that Frisco shit?
See?
Man.
Like, you feel me? But I pay homage.
It'll
Like,
never
nigga, I'm a
happen
point
to
nigga.
you.
Yeah. You feel me? I believe
I'm
it.
a point nigga.
I believe
You
it.
feel me? So
Shout out, hey, you look like our
embrace
homie
that.
Dusky. Shout out to Dusky,
And
man.
I started my
that could be
hair.
your cousin.
I started my locks in West Oakland, nigga. We finished in Pumpkin and Vicky finished in the
bottoms?
East. Huh?
You said pumpkin?
No. So Pumpkin and Vicky, they was in the East. They finished. Me and E, we started. He was twisting one side of my hair. I was twisting the other. We was in West Oakland. You feel me? That's what niggas started my. I started my
But
locks
it's the
there.
homage you paying.
Yeah,
Come on,
for
man,
sure.
always.
I think that's a
Always.
part of the elevation of the culture too. We was talking about this last week in private, just talk about tribalism. And then one of the benefits of it is you get to preserve your culture. But another detriment of tribalism is you close yourself off from interacting with a lot of people.
I
And then
still say lightweight though. I don't
Yeah.
say low key.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
saying.
still one of them. I don't
I
say
say low
dead
key.
ass. I say
Yeah.
God. Like
high key, low key.
I don't
yeah.
say terms
GOD.
that come from other regions.
Yeah.
I just
It's
Me
bigger.
too. I
just
say
don't.
on mamas. I don't be like on the dead homies. I say on
occasionally
mamas.
you'll hear me say that, but I still really call them bops. And if I'm catting off on my nigga,
Yeah.
he'll say run. Like we still got them type of jokes.
You got
Like
to.
man, she a bop, man. She going. She going. I won't be like, oh, she's a. I just
Right.
it's certain shit I just can't get with.
It's innate because
Nigga had me rolling. I won't say I'm weak
Yeah.
because I know where that come from.
Right.
You feel me?
that's
Nothing
LA.
against
Shout
you.
out to LA.
Nah, that
you know
come
what
from
I'm saying?
Sac. Them
Oh,
niggas is
shout out
Sac,
to
baby.
Sac.
You
know
feel
what
me?
I'm saying?
When I was
say
out there, that
weak.
was the first thing they said. I'm
I'm
11th
weak.
grade. They like, I'm weak. I'm like, I'm weak. What that mean? You feel me? I remember all that shit.
Right.
I feel like long as you can preserve your culture, you can move and say how you want, but don't try to become a chameleon in every situation because you're gonna lose your authenticity. You're gonna lose your foundation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Big Steppin. Steppin.
Huh.
First off, before we get into Big Steppin, why you always gotta take your shirt off, my nigga?
Hey man, I work out for a reason, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
And
okay.
not for a season. It's not temporary. I do it for just more than looking good, but it makes me feel good. And a lot of people say,
But
oh,
it's always like you wait for the second verse.
you got to. You know,
Okay.
you gotta have a build up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta warm it up. You gotta have a foreplay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You gotta warm them up first, then you pull it off. But really, bro, it's been a part of my set forever.
Right.
I've been taking music serious for 6 years. You can ask anybody. Depp been rocking for me most of that time. He been rocking with me since I was 8 years old. Anybody who been there with me, whether I was in shape or not, when I was 230, I weigh 190 now. Whether I had whatever, how you think, what do you?
190?
Yeah. Ooh, you let the chin open. I got all over it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I always did that. And it was less about how I looked. I always felt myself. I always felt good. And it was, when I take my shirt off, it was the energy. But that go back to, I just met my pops last year, right? When I went out there, shout out to Pops. It was dope interaction. It healed a lot of things for me, but it let me know like, oh, this is who I am. Because my dad, it's like, oh yeah, I always had my shirt off. I met my cousin. He a year older than me. Never met him in my life. How you think he came out the house? Everybody got clothes on. He got his shirt off. We took a picture. I sent it to my mom. My mom like, oh, I could tell the dude all the way on the right. That's your cousin because he got his shirt off. It's just, that's how I am. You know what I'm saying? If it was up to me, I would not be wearing no shirt. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I got respect for other people. You know, I don't want to make nobody jealous. And I'm fucking trying. But, yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but we had a conversation.
Yeah.
And this like when Big Steppin first came out.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Stunning, bro, mark my words. That's about to be bigger than what you think it is. And I'm like, not saying I you know, you probably done had that conversation a lot. But I was telling you, I'm like, bro, like it's different. And, you know, once people really grasp, like you about to be in a whole nother genre with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen 49ers had drafted that song. I seen the Niners. Now you in 2K.
Shout out to 2K, man.
Just a lot of shit that opened up. But I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You got dope music besides that.
Yeah.
Like, let's not get it
Definitely.
fucked up.
Of course.
Dope ass music.
Thank you.
Is it hard for people to see past Big Steppin?
Mm.
Like, do you think? Because for me, I'd be like, damn, I don't want to perform Free Boski or Mr. Perfect again because it's like they don't want to hear nothing else. It's like they just want to hear these songs.
But classic songs that resonate with the soul.
I love those songs, but I like your other shit too.
Yeah, but I got other doper shit. So do Big Steppin', do you kind of feel like, yeah, I love it, it's a great song, but do you think it overpower like other dope ass songs?
Before I answer that, I want to say thank you to you, not only you, but to Jay Stalin from bringing me out to the verses y'all did. And in that verses, I performed the song Heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? Beyond that,
my favorite songs.
You know, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Beyond that, you brought me out at a strip club in San Jose, and doing that video, it helped elevate the movement. But going back to when the first time y'all bringing me out, for me, I don't really worry because when y'all brought me out, it was because you and Stalin, one of y'all favorite songs was Heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? I love the Big Steppin' movement. I love what's going on. When people tell me I got a hit in that, I take that as the biggest compliment. It ain't even really charted yet. It's not platinum. Feel me? It's a movement, but it ain't going to where it's been yet. People want all their life for a Mr. Perfect. People want all their life for a Free Boski. And when you get it, it's like, wow. But for me, I never get worried because I know the first time I got brought up by you and Stalin, it was for a whole different song.
Steppin' wasn't even out yet.
It wasn't even out. It was recorded. No, actually, was that at the beginning of 2021?
Oh no.
Oh, you feel me? Well, it might have been, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't popularized. It wasn't in the movement yet. Right. So basically, with that, when you worry, you praying for things to go wrong. For me, I don't worry about stuff like that. I take it as a compliment. I take it as motivation. And if you ain't heard nothing beyond Big Steppin', that's on me as an artist to put me as the label, still winning, to put all this other music in your face so that you can see the full catalog. You know what I'm saying? So when it come down to it, if I knew I couldn't rap, if I knew I didn't know how to push music, if I knew that if I was insecure or worried, then of course I'd be like, oh, Big Steppin'. But I push that because you get to see what a label would do, but in real time. I post every single day so you can see how long it takes to get there. Somebody, shout out to Oops All Berries. He just tweeted, I believe it was on Friday. He said, Mike Sherm, Asshole, just went platinum. If you go look, the video dropped January 6, 2017. It's 2022 right now. That's 5 years. You can calculate how many days that is from January to now. Big Steppin' movement only been going 400 and something days. I'm not going to say when, how long, because depending on when you drop this podcast. So I'm going to push that bitch till it go platinum because we need that in our region. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? I don't worry about it. And I got a whole bunch of other music. We coming with it. We got a project called Feel More out. We about to give y'all a whole bunch of videos. I'm sitting on 6 projects, and I'm about to give y'all all that music. So I'm fortunate to have had Big Steppin' because a lot of people don't get a Big Steppin' or a Free Boski or a Mr. Perfect in their career. And Gunna finna come with multiple hits. We manifesting multiple hits, awards, and people might say, you doing this podcast, but you still got a whole bunch of music in you.
You got a lot of music left in you.
Come on, man.
Definitely. Honestly, when I started this podcast, it was more like just,
yeah. Because you're a personable individual. People love you, bro.
Definitely.
You know
so when I seen like the effect they had on the culture, I'm like, I can't stop doing this shit.
I mean, you one of the only ones right now that come from the culture that's doing this. And when I say come from the culture, I don't mean around the culture. I mean really come from, but you could speak on that 2000s.
Right.
That 2010s, that before MySpace. I always talk about life before MySpace because this shit was amazing to see.
Definitely.
It wasn't no
you had to be there.
You might get scraped waiting in line for some J's. You remember that?
Yeah, you had to be there.
Nigga get flowed.
I remember me and Ed Lever, shout out to Ed Lever, we talk about this all the time. We remember when if you went to go buy a fresh white tee, you was saucy.
Man.
That's a fact.
Like,
look at all our pictures,
super
man.
You
saucy.
don't remember scrapers, nigga,
Yeah,
on
so
butts, nigga.
it's
Nigga
like
had some
now-
deuces or some four.
It's
Nigga
like
was the nigga.
now, if you ain't got on Gucci, if you ain't got on
Man.
Prada, if you ain't got like bitches or niggas just really don't, you know what I mean?
Black
But back in the day, you got that white tee and that fresh beanie, you the nigga.
flip it.
You
know what
flipped
I'm
it
saying?
right, like you the nigga.
I always have my hair.
Nigga, some J's, white tee, nigga. Hold on. Gap hoodies. I remember all
All
that.
that,
Peacoats,
peacoats.
my nigga.
Man.
all that.
Saucy.
All that.
Fresh.
And that just showed that showed the ingenuity that we got in the Bay. I look at scrapers now like, damn, but at one point in time, them was Bentleys. Them was
Man.
Rolls
Right.
Royces.
So I'm about to come scraper for the summer.
You got
Oh.
to.
Just for
Hold
the
on,
culture.
big body park. What you
Regal.
coming?
What you doing? Okay.
Regal.
Okay. Classic.
Regal for the
Classic.
Just wake that game up.
And that's a testament to our
Nigga,
culture.
don't make us start riding scrapers again.
Yeah, that's a
man.
testament to the culture.
Just gonna see who can have a wetter scraper.
Man.
And you know it don't take nothing to put a scraper together.
This
Man.
nigga is hell, man.
10
This
bands,
nigga come
listen
with a
that.
scraper, man. Okay.
But that's a testament to the
That's-
culture.
yeah.
It ain't on us, it's in us.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's-
Nigga ain't seen one done the right way in a minute, too.
Man.
Exactly. So
On the
I was
homies.
thinking about scraper, but
We're gonna start the scrape off.
So what's next? What's next for Stunnaman
Everything.
and Gunna?
For Stunnaman02, man, I got 6 projects in the development right now, a whole bunch of visuals, and just putting that positive energy out. We got a show with Nigel Standards. If you didn't know, I got an alter ego for me. Hello, Nigel Standards. See, I'm fucking around with Big Blood and Mr. Gunna Glows
Yeah,
Global.
for sure.
We got a whole thing. We got to have you on the episode. It's
Yes,
called
sir.
The Cheat Meal. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
We're going to bring you on. Me and Gunna, we got the project Feel More. If you hadn't heard it right now, go slap that. We got the pre-rolls out. As you can see, Gunna got this illustrious merch. And other than that, Feel More too, if that's what we decide to call it, is already recorded. So we just want to give y'all this great music. We don't want to sell. For me, as a person, as an artist, I don't want to give you nothing less than my best.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
With
I owe it
myself,
to y'all.
with
Go
myself
ahead.
to be all the way a buck, finishing what was started.
Yeah.
Again, the adversity. When I look at people who overcome it, that's the most inspirational. That's the most inspirational part of it.
Speak on
So
it.
I made a promise to myself a while ago. You know, I got a lot of homies who, before they died, these are the conversation we had. So manifesting it,
Man.
I feel like honestly the Bay is in its infancy stage of what we got coming. I feel like it's gonna be a whole bunch of artists that did their thing back then or in the early 2010s and stuff that's finna have a resurgence. I feel like the Bay
Facts.
as we know it is finna see what it was in the 90s.
Man.
You feel me? I feel like you're gonna get your flowers in real time. When I mean your flowers, I'm talking about the money that go with it. I feel like a lot of our names is finna be household. So I'm working on a few projects, as we always are, few singles as we always are, but I'd rather show than tell.
Man.
Anything,
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Man.
But again, finishing what was started, man, and Gunna Goes Global is not just because it sound good.
And just on a tweak, bro got these dope ass shoes,
Hell
and it's
yeah.
crazy because he DM me
Match the
like,
hoodie.
"What's your size, man?" Woo woo. I'm like, we like, I got something for you. I said, "No, I want to buy them."
He did.
Like, you
Circulation
feel
of
me?
that dollar.
Come
Hey,
on,
I
man.
appreciate that. That's group economics, and I just start tapping in with people that I follow and people that follow me, and I said, man, I got to get people the hoodies.
Influence.
I got to get people to tap in because everybody don't know about the shoes. That's another thing. My page is shadow banned because of a lot of the stuff that I speak out on socially. That's when earlier
Politics.
when you was talking about the growth. I've always been like this. My parents is college graduates. I come from people that are heavily influenced by Black literature, African literature, and the side of me that I'm sharing now is the side that people who went to school with me know. The older people know. Anybody know me in my personal life, they're gonna be like, oh man, he always been a young scholar. He always been a young god and shit like that. The gangster shit is always gonna bad news travel fast.
Yes, sir.
You feel me?
I believe
So in modern times, I'd be like, all right, let me use my platform because they don't got you. When they walk to the store, they don't see you. When they walk to the store, they don't see me. And sometimes I be feel like if we take this shit to the grave, that's a crime. That's what them OGs, when I was locked up in prison, it was like, man, you gotta get out and give. You gotta talk. Imagine if brother Malcolm, you feel me, rest in power. Imagine if brother Malcolm said, all right, I'm gonna keep everything I know to myself.
Right.
Imagine if MA said, man, I'm not finna get on this mic. Imagine if you didn't have that this podcast. And that's what happens. We take this shit to the grave, and that shit is a crime. So now I'm talking about not now. I talk about the social stuff. They say it's growth, my nigga. I'm an honor roll student. I'm a college dropout. I caught my first case when I was in college.
Right.
You feel me? I'd never been dumb. I just happened to be living a duality, and that shit catch up to you. So are you just gonna reinvent yourself, my nigga, or you gonna fall off? A lot of these niggas, they fall one time, my nigga, and they like it's over with. Nah, not me. not me. So we're gonna continue to mob and not shy away from the street shit neither. That's another thing, man. I don't wave no white flag or tell niggas I changed my life. It ain't that. I've grown.
Right.
I've grown.
Right.
We don't stand on the block no more. I don't sell dope on the block.
Right.
You feel me? The problems that I got is the problems that I got, but they never been advertised. I never been running around talking about I'm gonna do this to, bro. That's not how men move. That's not how gangsters move. It's gonna be what it's gonna be when it's time for it. But other than that, I'm gonna teach the youth. Because as I'm stepping into my likeness, stepping into my God body form all the way, what I'm supposed to do? Tell you to get on shit, my nigga? All right, you get on shit, you're not gonna have an eye patch, my nigga. You're gonna be a Deb Day.
Man.
Somebody gonna name their block after you or their hood after you, my nigga. So I'm not gonna get out here and teach them niggas that because none of the niggas that I come up under taught me that.
Right.
When I got out here, my nigga, they embraced me, but they told me this is what's gonna happen. And everything they said was gonna happen was gonna happen. Anybody watching this shit, my nigga, don't say, oh, if Lil Blood can make it, I can make it. I'm talking about as far as the streets go. The majority of us, my nigga, gonna get locked up or knocked down. I don't give a fuck if you got 10 body. A nigga who never killed nobody can kill you, and now you gone. That's another thing. Killers kill killers.
Right.
Niggas don't be understanding this shit, bro. They just glorify the wins. Niggas is taking losses out here.
Right.
How many niggas is doing life right now? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. How many niggas dead? Somebody else raising their kids, and niggas talk about being a real nigga. If you got an issue, handle your business. But another thing, before we end this, niggas need to stop tripping about these broads.
Right.
You niggas out here having sucker attacks and making it really seem like it's about a block, a turf, a hood. This should be about some broads that's going for real, my nigga. And if she gonna go, let her go. You ain't never seen a war jump off behind no woman that's honorable, because an honorable woman, either she gonna defuse it from the beginning and she gonna let you know, nah, I fuck with Lil Blood, so it ain't. She not even gonna give a nigga no play for a nigga to, oh, nigga, you tripping over my... And that's what these niggas be doing, man. They be trying to mask it behind other shit. This should be about hoes, my nigga. Straight up, my nigga. So nigga gotta address that shit too. It's a lot of sucker shit going on in the Bay. Niggas is jealous over niggas' views, plays, shine, broad. Man, if she going, my nigga. You get killed to get locked up, my nigga. She gonna still be going.
Right. Period.
Nigga, let the broad do whatever she gonna do. You feel me? Because I feel like, hey, if she dumb enough to fuck with another one, she ain't for you anyway.
Man.
Right.
And that's what type of time I'm on, man. That's how we mobbing, man, in real life.
Definitely. Well, I definitely appreciate y'all. We definitely about to do a part 2. I definitely appreciate y'all for coming up and sharing y'all truth. Where can we find you at?
Stunnaman02. That's STUNNAMAN02, man. That's on all platforms, from music to social media. There's one name.
Gunna goes global. If you could spell, you could tell. And I ain't talking about getting on the stand, baby.
Gunna
GUNNA GOES GLOBAL. You feel me? We on that $100 million movement, man.
He spells very well.
Very well.
Where can we find you?
Speak so well. But I appreciate y'all for coming, telling y'all truth.
Our pleasure.
Sitting down with me. This was another interview that was a long time coming. And niggas just ain't pulling up because a nigga got a little emotion. No, these niggas was supporting me from the beginning.
Facts.
So I appreciate y'all. Let's keep this shit lit. Let's go stream the fuck out of Big Steppin. Let's go stream the fuck out of Gunna and Stunna new album, Feel Mo.
Yeah,
it's big out too. Don't forget that. Me and Drew Bangin'.
And 21 Summers. I forgot to mention that.
Big stuff out.
21 Summers.
Yes. Let's y'all. Let's go push this shit. Let's go support the culture. Let's support the Africans. Lil Blood TV. Over and out.
And we still winning!